Okay, we are recording and I'm letting everybody in. All these people that are with us so early in the morning.
Gotta love it.
All right, Allison, whenever you're ready.
Great. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our August business workshop. I'm Allison Muccio, and I'm the Membership Development Manager for the Boca Chamber. And as always, we're really happy you're here to enjoy another one of our virtual presentations. And before I introduce our wonderful presenter, I'm going to throw it over to Chastity, who's got a few housekeeping things she wants to go over.
Good morning, everyone. And like Allison said, welcome to our business workshop for the month of August. We are super excited because I know during this time we've all been doing, well, many of us have been doing everything remotely, and some of us still have challenges with our remote access issues. So we have our great speaker, and I just need to let you know that we are a meeting platform, so all your beautiful faces will be seen on this presentation. We are recording the presentation and then later putting it up on YouTube in case you had to, go away from the presentation and you missed something, or you want to share it with a friend that may have some challenges with their virtual software that they're using. So if you don't want to be seen on this recording, you can turn your camera off and it'll just be your name or your photo. Or if you're not camera shy, you can just stay on. We will be doing our questions in the chat box. You'll be able to ask your questions just by putting it in that little chat box that's in your menu down below of your Zoom screen. You can either put it to everyone, or if you just want to be anonymous, you can direct it to Allison and she'll ask the questions at the end. Or you can hit that little raise your hand icon if you have a question and you can ask the question live. So without further ado, I'm going to throw it back over to Allison and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Chastity. So today's presenter is Lionel Aluksons. After working 15 years for 6 of the Fortune 500 companies, Lionel left his role with Accenture, a top 2 technology consulting company, started Aluksons, a strong team of supporting engineers and developers, and of course, what did he do then? He joined the Boca Chamber. So in the first 2 years of his, let me say that again so you can hear what I'm saying. In the first 2 years of his entrepreneurial journey, he has delivered a contract for season 9 of the show Teen Mom OG in South Florida, successfully launched a company that generated a 6-digit revenue and hired 8 members without funding assistance, managed a $3 million account in real estate for the director of doctors of the NBA, consulted with over 25 companies like Allstate Insurance, various clinics, pharmacies, law firms, construction, tax and immigration, and luxury carpet installation companies inside and outside of the United States. He's become a government contractor and Microsoft partner, managed a portfolio of $35 million, let me take a breath here, and so much more. Lionel was born in France, has lived in 9 countries, and speaks 6 languages fluently. He is a graduate of the University of Illinois and earned the distinction of being the sole individual selected in the U.S. and one of 13 selected in the world for a Microsoft Learning Scholarship. He's also one of our valued mentors with our Young Entrepreneurs Academy, and you can catch him at the local karaoke place or teaching technology classes in his spare time. And if you play your cards right, you can ask him about his appearance on American Idol. And without any further ado, Lionel, it's all yours.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for being here so early in the morning. I would like to have this as it is a workshop, and goal is to help everybody here be able to get away from this meeting with some real value and understanding of what different platforms are, an understanding of, what you want to use and when, and, some questions clearly with some tips so that you guys can also do what you want to do better, and an understanding of, I have this kind of business. I want to look for this kind of solutions to do this. I, have this need. I want to do that. Thank you so much to Allison. Thank you so much, Chastity, the Boca. Let me start off, there's not a place that you guys are gonna see me and not talk, very, very highly of the Boca Chamber, what they've done to myself in terms of personal development, going from being an employee to starting, your own company. Everybody knows how tough that is. And, they've been an amazing support, an amazing resource. Everybody here, everybody who's gonna ever watch this, join the Boca Chamber. It might be one of the better decisions that you make. So now we're not gonna spend too much time talking about, what I've done. To tell the truth, is they're just words. I was an, average student through college. There are some cool stories that we are not going to get into today because you don't want to hear them, or maybe you do. But one thing that I was able to do, I was fortunate enough to do, is to work for a few Fortune 500, companies. I don't know what they saw, but hey, being able to be an engineer with them, being able to be an architect, being able to be part of a testing team for Motorola when the Razor, came out. So developing the scripts and, troubleshooting, looking for failures in these in these the Motorola Razors. If any of you guys remember, I'm sure everybody here remembers the Razor. Just being able to work with the government, become a government contractor, get a secret, clearance. Being able to work with Accenture, a top consulting company, Walgreens. There's, a few companies that, I was fortunate enough to work for and sit and, work on their environment, build their environment, test their environment, break their environment, everything that would, everything that you can think of, had the opportunity to do this. And when we joined when I joined with my company, let me actually start from the actual story. Working for Accenture, decided to, move to Florida because my dad has a tax and immigration company, and he has about 400 to 500, clients. So a huge list of clients. Some of them are, great clients. But what I noticed is that some simple processes were not in place. Simple, clock in, clock out, systems, simple, functionality, paying $2,900 a month for, software, and the software is not the most elaborate. When there are other resources out there where, as long as you've got the right people, you would be able to get these for like, much, much, much more affordable amounts. So, moving from this environment with huge companies, huge organizations to, I guess the real world where there are, businesses, real businesses, large businesses that have some little strategies that they could be implementing, that they could be leveraging from, these bigger companies. There was a light bulb. So you'll see the logo, has this red light bulb that kind of came up, and I thought, oh, maybe this could be a way that we could be of assistance to some of our people. So this is how we got started as an organization. We did a few, cool things, interesting things. But the important things right now, as far as you guys are concerned, is what we actually do as a company. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, if you guys don't mind. All right, let's see. as I'm speaking, there's a lot of different things that we could talk. Well, I'm going to start speaking about the company itself while I'm getting this ready for you guys. The company, technology consulting company. We want to keep technology easy for you, easy, effective, affordable, simple for you. You have problems, you have challenges. We're going to come up with solutions for you. We're going to use some of the secrets that some of the larger, more popular, or larger enterprises, the Accentures, have used to be able to resolve their own challenges. So we're going to bear with me here. I am. But today's presentation is not about that at all. Today's presentation is about I'm sorry, give me a second. This presentation is about the collaboration platforms and remote work solutions. I'm sorry, the nervousness is kicking in a little bit. This means I'm excited to have you guys in front of me today. I would actually love to, everybody has the ability to say something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Everybody,
if we can.
If somebody wants to say something, they can raise their hand, and we'll let you know who's raising their hand since you're doing the presentation.
Okay. Excellent. So in front of this group, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about, being able to help companies find solutions that are going to separate them from, their competition, the way that, they'll approach certain things, their use of analytics. It's a, huge thing. And the people who don't know, a lot of people in this meeting probably know this, but you cannot grow what you cannot measure. What kind of intelligent insights can you get that would allow you to accomplish whatever goal you're looking to accomplish? How can you leverage automation that's already in place? Where do you actually find this kind of automation that we're speaking of? When you're looking to get into the space of, bots, when you're looking at, restriction from a government, standpoint, if you are working, if you're an entity like a bank, or the government, the court systems, you're not going to be leveraging the same kind of solutions. And very specifically, when it applies to remote solutions, is actually what I am looking to discuss with you guys today. This is what I would like you guys to see with me. So it's going to be, we're going to be toggling between a few different screens, and I'm guessing you're going to be seeing some of the things and seeing how I go through this. But the important thing that we're going to touch right now is remote work. I'm going to introduce you guys to, everybody here knows Zoom, Teams, and WebEx, hopefully. Some people are using Zoom. I would like to, there's a poll that we're going to send very, very shortly. And I would actually appreciate if after I'm finished saying this, we could, send this so that I have a better understanding of who is using Zoom here, who is using Teams, and who is using WebEx. And then we're going to get into the difference between remote work solutions and collaboration platforms. And by the end of this presentation, you guys are going to understand exactly why and what, for what you want to use Zoom, what you want to use Teams, and for what you want to use Cisco WebEx. And some cool trips, things that you should do and you should not do as well. So if we can go ahead and cue in our first poll, it would be fantastic. So the goal here is to get an idea of what you guys are, leveraging, so I can know exactly what I want to focus on a little bit with you guys. You guys have a remote, any remote work solutions? Are you guys using Zoom, Teams at all? Which one is it? Zoom, Teams? How, I see a typo there. Do you like your So we're gonna see. We're gonna pretend that we didn't see that one. How familiar are you with them? So we've got so far a few people that are, very familiar with remote work solutions. I guess we have a group of people that are very familiar with remote work solutions. So what this means is, although we are going to get into some how-tos, we are going to make sure that we point out, we specialize a little bit more on what can be of value to everybody that's going to be here. So we're actually going to focus on the differences between these three platforms so that you can get a great return on the investment of time that you made this morning. Biggest solution that we've experienced, where about 50% of people are having some challenges with being able to navigate through these systems. With COVID, so many things have changed, and we've had to move to a remote environment. We're in it now, so we've got to get used to it. And this is when things like this come into play. I'm going to jump without further ado and speak of remote work solutions versus collaboration, platforms.
I'm going to end the poll now because we're 24 and there's no more activities. So we'll do the results.
Okay. Excellent. Most people here have a remote, solution. So at least we don't need to, show people how to install some things. Most people are using Zoom, and this is going to be a great time for you guys to assess, is Zoom the right, solution for your company. How do you like that remote solution? If you're using Zoom, chances are you're going to love it. I will compare more than one Zoom to Apple in the sense that they focus on the experience, the user experience, and they do a fantastic job of it. And, we'll talk about some of the pros that they have. And there's also the biggest problem is the ease of use. I guess there's some features that once people do not necessarily know how to use. I'm not looking at the questions, so if you guys have any questions, raise your hands, and hopefully we will count on our moderators today to help us have a great workshop today. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close this. When you think remote work solutions, when you think Teams, Zooms, what are you thinking? Does anybody here knows the difference between this remote work solution and a collaboration platform, first of all? Okay. Does anybody know where, when you log into your Teams, when you log into your Zoom, when you log into your whatever it is, go to webinar, do you know whether you get on this thing, it's on your machine, it looks cool, do you know where you're actually going? So you're going somewhere that, we've heard this word a lot, and we are going to have an understanding of this word. It's going to help us a lot. The cloud. What is the cloud? Actually, no funny stories, just truths. And when we talk about, if anybody here has seen any comment of mine, I talk about Zoom and some security concerns. Zoom is a great platform. I'm comparing it to Apple in terms of the quality of the service that they deliver. So they are a fantastic platform. But we're going to get into very, very, specific. We're going to get very, very specific, because you want to use Zoom for a very specific purpose. You want to use Teams for a very specific purpose. And you want to use, a Cisco WebEx, which is more of a hybrid solution for a very specific purpose. So we'll go back to our cloud. What is the cloud? When you log onto your Zoom, and you do like everybody else did, we are getting to this meeting. Where are we actually going? We're actually going to, we're not on our computer. We are actually reaching the cloud, Zoom's cloud. Zoom is an actual company, and they have servers huge machines that allow them to run whatever systems they're running. So when you, from your machine, you log in and you go to, I want to go to Zoom, there's an invite. Let me go ahead and accept my invite. And okay, we're not going to do that right now, but I'm going to go ahead and accept my invite, and I'm going to join. Everybody needs to keep in mind, you are no longer on your computer. You are now in foreign territory. Your information, everything that is going through somebody else, a third party, to whomever the audience is. So it becomes very important to find out how much of the information that I'm sending is going, like, to where. Can anybody intercept the information that I'm sending? What is my focus? Does our organization want to focus on securing the fort so that nobody can actually see what we can do? Do we want to focus on being able to charge people when they come into this presentation like today? Do we want to make sure that we have full control of everything that's going on, because we have employees and all of them, we would like to be able to run all kinds of statistics. We would like to be able to run all kinds of information that would help us run our business better, because we said you can only improve what you can measure, right? Or you can improve what you can measure. What is the purpose that you're using these media for, these communication platforms for, these remote work platforms, as we're talking? So this is when it becomes important for us, again, to know what remote work solutions are. They allow you to just get whatever you need to get done, get your message out, reach as many people as you want, do teleworking. And collaboration platforms allow you to do so much more. You do have that element of being able to do what you need to get done, but you are now also doing a lot of other things. We are going to get into what a lot of other things are. So we're going to jump really quickly. This is the part where, some of us are going to get, a little bit on the, we need to tell reality of things to everybody. When you're using a platform like a Zoom, you are getting absolutely great. You are able to reach your audience in a way that you cannot reach with so many other platforms. You're able to go to Facebook, share your content on Facebook. You're able to share your content on YouTube to have it go to the world. But the problem that it causes is, if this link gets sent to somebody else, the person has the ability to actually get into your computer and look at some information. And we're gonna, I'd like to mention something a little bit different about the term hacking. When we think of hackers, we think of something, sometimes a little bit complex, but it could really, really, really be something a little bit more simple. It could just be somebody who got a link and is able to kind of get into your meeting. So this is the reason why not too long ago we had this issue with companies, at New York very specifically, who were having problems. And the problems that they were having were people who were able to get into meetings and affect them in one way or another. Some simple statistics that we would mention is that companies, as you guys are, there's a lot of business owners today in attendance. You will have seen some of the issues first, like you will have experienced firsthand some of the issues that there were, right? Your information, your public information was leaked. I'm going very specifically to this site of, this is back in April, which is only 3 months ago. A New York startup, with millions of credit cards that are exposed. There's 500,000 Zoom accounts that are being sold on the dark web. It's just truth. Facebook records that are being sold. Google Cloud. We mentioned this word cloud again. So whenever you're mentioning cloud, again, I cannot stress enough, just the information is no longer in your hands, they're going somewhere else. This is the reluctance that a lot of business owners had before, but now we really don't have a choice. There is absolutely no need to panic. there's companies that have been doing this, handling this, taking care of this, making this secure for you for years and years and years. So although you are going to, be exposed to some security concerns, like for Zoom, the person who gets something, now Zoom is there, they are doing things great on their side, but somebody like, I'm a little reluctant to say myself, but somebody who is a real techie would be able to just pretend to be X person's machine, and to be Allison's machine, and therefore be able to just get whatever information Allison was supposed to to get, or to be able to do a lot of different things, to through a port of a printer have access to an actual network. So therefore you need, you start thinking, okay, so it looks cool, it is amazing, but who has access? Who is controlling my information? Who are they associated with, affiliated with? A different country, a different, like, how is that part going? How secure is it? When we talk security, we're talking, when we go to larger organizations, we're talking servers, routers, firewalls. When I get to this side, yes, on Zoom side, they're secure like a fortress. But when you get to your side, to Allison's, side, how protected am I? How protected is my information? And do I know that I have everything that I need so that nobody else can take my stuff or information? So as we got a little bit into the hacking portion of things, we got a little bit into the printers, and as I'm mentioning Zoom, and I'm scaring maybe a couple of people. Zoom is gonna grow. I compare it to Apple. They are gonna grow and develop something. They are gonna solve every single problem that there is. Encryption, and I'm supposed to be talking about some of these later, but I'm kind of flowing and just giving you guys an idea of what's going on. End-to-end encryption, meaning when I send information to all of you guys right now, it's going in clear text. If anybody who's talented enough is going to be able to just read the information, that is the data that is being exchanged between me and you guys right now when you're using a platform like Zoom. But then what makes Zoom appealing then? We are going to get into the next section. Zoom. Zoom is a tool that can be used to reach an insane amount of people, as all of you guys know. The user experience is amazing. You are able to talk to so many, people. You're able to connect. You're able to share files. You're able, again, we talked about this. Go to Facebook. You're able to go to YouTube, which means you can just reach great audiences. The Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce uses Zoom, and in that sense, and they use it in a great way. They're able to reach audiences. They're able to reach their members, and they're able to, you just having the ability to reach such a broad audience, and you're able to leverage social media in such an amazing way. You're able to use, technologies like Snapchat, so you can use the filters to make yourself look cooler. You are able to have all of these really, really cool backgrounds. It's just the hip thing to use, and it's just that its formula is just excellent because of that, and it accomplishes its purpose. So small businesses, like smaller businesses, 6 employees, 12 employees, or businesses that are using Zoom to be able to reach out to audiences, you have the ability to just do so much when you're actually using a Zoom, which is a great thing if that is your purpose. If you're a marketer, if you are whatever, Zoom is a great platform for you. However, if you are the RTA, if you are the aviation, if you are a school, if you are companies that need to have absolute control of the information that is being shared, if you are a company that is, is looking to be able to leverage a little bit more than if you're, so I'm going to make sure I say this because I don't want to confuse anybody. It's purpose. Zoom is used for one purpose. I want to reach a lot of people. Zoom, boom. It's a great, remote work platform. Now, if I'm looking to do something a little bit different, I would like to be able to leverage a lot more tools. I am going to be using more of a collaboration platform like Zoom. So I would like to, take you guys to my Zoom, because the best way to do it is to show it, right? So I'm gonna, take you guys to my Zoom. If there's any information that should not be here, I didn't put it here.
Leo, somebody has a question.
Yes.
He asked, do you find Zoom comparable to GoToMeetings?
Yes, it is. It is comparable. They actually go in the same, general direction. Zoom just happens again to allow you to get you can connect with so many other platform when you're actually using Zoom. It's just a great solution when you are looking to. They are comparable, but Zoom is, in my humble opinion, better for companies who are looking to. I won't even show very much about Zoom because everybody here, most people here are using Zoom. It allows you to leverage social media better. GoToMeeting, which has been in existence for quite a while, they are great at doing a lot of things as well, very well. But I did want to show what a collaboration platform would be. So you have your little Microsoft Teams that everybody has, I'm sure, or I hope, used at some point. You are able to set up that whole thank you for calling the Boca Chamber, for English press 1, blah blah blah, etc. You're working now with Microsoft. They have been around for a long time. They have built a lot of things, and they are masters at allowing you to do absolutely everything you want to do. So yes, you're able to set up that system right there from Microsoft, and you are able to, call whomever you need to call. You're able to transfer things to all of your employees. You're able to, connect with, your teams. You're able to, leverage while you're able to attend your meeting. You're still able to do so many other things. Zoom integrates with Microsoft Outlook. So from your email, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just set up your meeting. You can do that with some of the other platforms we mentioned. We're going to touch on a Cisco WebEx very shortly, but you're able to just from your email very easily set up a meeting, add somebody, join the meeting from your email, dial a phone number from the email. You're able from this Zoom, from this team platform, to access your apps. So I would like to, have some bots that would work with my clients, so that when they call me, they're able to get some automated responses or whatever. I'm looking, so the integration, the amount of things that you can do from this platform that is Microsoft is amazing. I'm going to talk about the negatives, the drawbacks, because I don't, want to pitch it as, the perfect solution. They are used for different purposes. So the collaboration platforms allow you to do so much more than you usually would do. So we talked about, you want to create your bots, no problem. You want to create, forms, no problem. You want to create, you can see that you're able to actually interface, integrate your Zoom. You're able to integrate your Cisco WebEx. You're able to leverage so many other different things right from this very screen that you have here. Or you're able to, from your email, as you're sending your own email, do so many things. Now it goes a little bit further, and I would like to show you this because it gets really cool. So myself, for instance, if I'm trying to get a hold of a Sarah, And if I'm able to, get a hold of our
Leo,
chamber.
your screen is black. We can't see what you're showing.
Okay.
You might have to unshare your PowerPoint presentation to bring in your.
Yeah, and then share my other screen.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm not putting anybody to sleep just yet. Please bear with me, okay? Can anybody see my screen at this point in time?
It's coming up. There we go. We see your email.
Yes. So from my email, and I'm looking for the last conversation that I had with, the executive VP of the, my favorite Boca chamber. And I would like, from the email that I received, I'm able to right there, look up the information right there. It comes up. I don't have to do anything. It tells me that she's the senior vice president, external relations. I'd like to dig into this a little bit more. I'm able to see the photos and what she has, the number of mutual connections that we have. I'm able to, this is interesting. I'd like to actually go and see more information on LinkedIn. So I'm able to just click on LinkedIn right here and go through, go and dig into this and get a little bit more information. Salespeople, there are some amazing integrations that are possible when you're using LinkedIn. This is a completely different conversation. You guys have probably heard this if you're part of the Boca Chamber, of the amazing things that you can do with LinkedIn. I don't know if you have or have not heard of Sales Navigator. Just great tools that Microsoft has at their disposal to be able to provide whatever services their clients might need for them. So the ability to be able to do all of these different things at the same time. Are you guys seeing the screen right now, or are you still stuck on the?
We see your email.
My email. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this.
Leo, you have 7,000 emails.
Yes. There's a lot of them that are not, worth looking at. So, I showed you guys some of the advantages of being able to use, a collaboration platform. I didn't, share with you guys how you're able to get to SharePoint, Microsoft, your normal Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, and you're able to get all of this, and then you're able to get to the next level of information. So everybody's used to Microsoft Excel, but less people are used to Power BI. Less people are used to different technologies that Microsoft have to get what you at the next level of technology that Microsoft has to allow you to do whatever you're looking to do, whether it is come up with an insane amount of information, get an insane amount of data on your own productivity, on the people you speak the most to. When we're talking about artificial intelligence, they really do a great job of just giving you so much development, application development. You don't need to. You might have to pay somebody because you can't do it yourself, but you could actually just decide to learn to do all of this, and you get all of that. Everything that I've mentioned when I mentioned the word Microsoft, you get it all for just one price. That is a collaboration platform. You're able to leverage so much. You're able to I'm sorry about that. You're able to leverage so much just from your for a very, very, very small amount. You really don't need to look anywhere else if you're looking to use a solution like Microsoft Teams. I am a little bit conscious of the time that we have. It is 9 o'clock at this time, right? Which means that, how much time do we have total? I'm sorry, guys.
You're good on time.
Yes, when do we end?
It ends at 10 to 10.
10 to 10, okay. So I am gonna have to, breeze a little bit, through, go a little bit faster. Teams is used by 91 of the Fortune 100 companies. What does that tell you? The high-powered organizations, they use Teams. They use Teams, they use Microsoft. The reason why they do this is simple. It's a fortress. You cannot get in. There's, the allowing somebody who's outside the organization to come in, there's usually some kind of complaints because it's difficult and it's done by purpose. You don't want to just, everybody can't just come in and have access to your, company's information. So this is when you are actually losing, you want to look at using a Teams. Disadvantages, you cannot get into it, for an outsider to have access to the information is a little bit, tough. But again, you are able to stream to, 10,000 employees at the same time. You're able to do so many very interesting things you would not think of. Leverage all kinds of, I talked about AI, artificial intelligence. We just saw how you can integrate bots. There's so much that can be done, but one thing that you're going to be having a little bit of problems doing is the things that Zoom can do, which is allow you to stream on Facebook, to stream on YouTube. It's just not going to be, because you don't have, you just don't have as much, I'm going to use the term security when you're using Zoom from that perspective. Zoom Teams is going to offer you that end-to-end encryption, but you're not the people who are using Zoom. This is in the works, and in the next few months, they should actually offer you at least end-to-end encryption, meaning on one side to the other side, if somebody's able to get in the middle or read the information somehow, he's not going to be able to interpret the information that he's actually seeing. I'd like to, go to WebEx so we keep moving. Cisco WebEx is a solution that is offered by Cisco. And if anybody, and I think the large companies here are going to know what Cisco has there. They are the leader when it comes to anything security, routing, switching, the field that I spend a lot of time in, at designing, understanding, implementing, at secret clearance, type level. So they are great. They are providing a lot of other services. There is a new service that they're providing that's called Meraki that they've been, pushing, which allows you to have with wireless control of your entire organization, social media. It allows you, you're able to drill in, control, very well, have a good grasp of what's going on within your organization. Things that, team does as well. Again, we're talking being able to reach other people, if that's your purpose, using a Zoom, or being able to reach, to have a fortress where you're able to, to a very granular point, control what is going on within your organization, who's logging in at what point, how long are they logging, pulling all kinds of reports, getting, all kinds of insight, being able to do so much more than just being able to having a remote solution. That is collaboration platform. Where WebEx, stands out is that it actually has both. It allows you to use some of these. They created literally two different apps. One that is Cisco WebEx Team, and another one that's Cisco WebEx Meetings, that allows you to do, okay, I'm trying to reach out to everybody on that, just like a Zoom would do. I can use this. Okay, no, I'm trying to use, something a little bit more organized, tied down, like a Microsoft Teams. I can use this. But I'm also able to leverage the amazing security that Cisco, who makes, they specialize in security and making sure that companies can, communicate effectively, and distance becomes no longer an issue. So, they offer amazing, amazing, amazing advantages as well. Again, the key here is that point that I want to make sure that I point out is it's not a one is better than the other one. It's a what are you and your organization looking to get done? Looking to reach people, etc. Get to more people, great user, experience, something that's simple to understand, great, go with Zoom. You're looking to have something that's a little bit very tight. You're trying to charge for people who actually get access to your information. You're trying to make it a something where, every user gets their own login. They have to pay for it. They have to, so you're able to monetize the platform itself. You want to look into something like a Teams. You want to be able to have both functionalities. Your organization is already leveraging some, Cisco technology. You're looking to, interface easily with some of the other technology without problems, because it's still, Facebook is a different company. Zoom is a different company. When you're trying to get both to work together, there are going to be issues. And that's where you're going to need some experts to jump in and kind of, work with you or at whatever point. But by yourself, you're able to easily work a Zoom with your small organization. When you get to Teams, because of, and a WebEx, because of the absolute scrutiny, because of how far you can drill down into the amount of protection that you want, because of the full control that you're going to have over your data, over everything, you're going to need other people and, to do some of the work for you. So we're going to very quickly move through this so that I can get to, some of you guys' questions. Cons, and, lack of end-to-end encryption. It is being worked on. It is going to get fixed, and it's, Zoom is going to do great. They are going to do amazing. They are going nowhere. Their appeal to audiences, broader audiences is great. They're, just simple to use, more user-friendly. You'll see that with Microsoft Teams, you're able to get only 9 people at the same time in a meeting, versus a versus a Zoom where you get a lot more people. We'll talk about that portion in a second. Microsoft Teams, they are working. Microsoft is working to acquire, as a lot of people hopefully here know, TikTok, which is one of those platforms like a Snapchat, very new, very outward facing. So what that means to you guys who are in attendance and those who, again, it seems like, I have some people who actually very well understand their technology that they're using, which means very, very soon, Teams is going to be able to rival something like what, Zoom offers at this time from the perspective of being able to reach an outside audience. They now have another tool that they're going to be able to fully integrate into their systems and provide you so much more, even from their collaboration platform perspective. I don't know, I didn't get into this so much, but you have no idea how much information you're able to have access to, and how easy it makes your life if you know what you're doing when you're leveraging a Zoom, and you are able to leverage all of the other the amenities that come with using a collaboration platform. WebEx, we talked about. There are some things that WebEx does better than some others. Because these companies are large companies, you're going to find, again, we're not talking about perfection. I'm trying to be straightforward with you guys. Where, there are, problems that happen. If you were using 13 million people who are logging in on a daily, basis, you are going to have some kind of problem. Some problems are going to arise. But if you're a reputable organization that's been there for a long time, you're going to be able to solve these problems in an extremely short amount of time. So Teams does have, its things, but again, but you want to make sure that you are using it for a purpose. I keep repeating, going back to this, because this is what it's all about when it comes to using these platforms. WebEx allows you to, when you're dialing out, when you call from WebEx, it does offer you a great experience. So, this was, something that you're going to see that, and then we'll talk about this in the tips and tricks when we get there. There are going to be tips for people who have X and tips for people who have Y and people, who have Z. Zoom, Teams, and WebEx being X, Y, Z. Somebody calling outside, it's just smooth when you use some, a technology like WebEx. But again, are you able to integrate it? You would have to integrate Cisco WebEx with a Teams to be able to leverage more, or with Microsoft Outlook to be able to, have more functionality. So if you're going to use a different solution with another solution, and then you're going to have to find another solution to do something else and something to do something else, it might make more sense to just use that same solution that allows you to do the same thing. And that's where the choices happen. And that's where it's good to get somebody who understands these a little bit to kind of give what's more appropriate and best for your specific company. We were talking about Zoom. I want to get to this because a lot of people are using Zoom. So we mentioned some little issues that we're having, when some people might be able to quote unquote hack or get information. How do you protect yourself from these things? I want to touch this because we have about, we're running a little bit short on our time. You have the option. You want to make sure if you're using Zoom that you don't just let people come into the meeting. And as you guys will notice, there have been, the chamber does this very well. You've been noticing the people who are waiting to, join the meeting that we currently have. So you want to make sure that you keep some kind of control of the information that you're giving to that, just what you're allowing people to get. You just don't want to share the links with everybody, because anybody who gets the link is just going to be able to log in. But, so you want to put some things in place like the chamber is doing, very well, of making sure you have that final say of, can I let them in or do I not let them in? The pros, they could be pros or cons, but you can use more than, you have to use two separate apps for Cisco WebEx to be able to do the two different things. The hybrid means they literally have one of each. They have a Zoom and a Teams with them. I'm gonna fly through these. You guys are gonna get this presentation as well as some other material. I'm sure. I have no doubt. The number of people that you can use this for. With Zoom, you have up to 1,000 on the paid service. You're able to leverage if you have on-premise equipment or not. You do have a call limit. With WebEx, same thing. You have call limits. With Teams, there is no limit to the group calls, the amount of time. So if we're here the whole day, and this actually happens with my teams. I work with, our teams are like remote. We spend the entire day. You at least have this with here. Again, we talked about the positive. We talked about the negatives. I'm not trying to sell a particular solution to you guys today, although we are a Microsoft partner and Microsoft has done so much for me personally. But at least you get a better idea of what they can do. So I want to make sure that I spend some time on this portion right here. Tips and tricks. You're using Zoom. You want to make sure that you're controlling the auto join. You have the ability with Zoom to create some rooms. We're hoping that we were going to be able to get a presentation of this. I don't think that there is enough time to get this done, but I just want to make sure as you join in some of these platforms, as you join Teams, you are asked. So if I join a meeting, let's see if do I even have the time to join a meeting. If we're joining a meeting right now, you have the ability to, I'm trying to see if I could actually get to it in time. As you join a meeting with Teams, you're asked, do you want to join with audio? Do you want to join with video? It's the first thing that pops up. You have, that choice. When you're joining with a Zoom, you want to make sure that you have to set it up so that you have auto mute. Otherwise, you'll come in, you won't think that you are speaking with other people and you are, or video. This happens to me last night. I was working with our team and, as we were preparing and going over some things, I'm walking around and I am, working from home, just walking around, going to the fridge. And little do you know, some people are, looking at my screen and following everything that is happening. It happens with all of the platforms, but again, there's these adjustments that you are going to have to make with a Zoom to make sure that every time that you log in, it's this way. Whereas Microsoft, and the Cisco WebEx, they're kind of set up to provide these kind of the standard settings that they have are already very robust from them having been doing this for so long. Video, no videos. These are the tips that want to make sure that you have. The waiting rooms that you have to set up. We won't have too much time, unfortunately, to go over some of these. So I apologize that I took so much time trying to make sure that you guys understand some of these concepts so that you can make better education, be better educated when you're doing some things. We all know about the breakout rooms and the password entries. When you send that invite, remember as you're sending that invite to somebody, the password may be there, and just be aware that they might send it to somebody else, and you're gonna have a quote unquote hacker or be surprised that somebody actually came in. No, they just got the information which was sent to everybody. So these are some little things that you're looking to make sure that you check into before you're using these different platforms. Background options, they all have them.
Can I get you to jump back for a second? A lot of people here have participated in Zooms and would like to do their own Zoom, but sometimes are not quite sure as to what to do. So can you go a little bit into what precautions people can do as far as getting hacked into a Zoom? Like if they identify the person, what options they have in the Zoom meeting itself to get that person out?
You can, as soon as you see somebody who should not be in the meeting that's in a meeting, you want to make sure that you have the ability to remove people from a meeting. So these are the things that you just need to keep, in mind. You are going to be able to look at some settings. You are able, when you go to the web, there is a great amount of flexibility. I encourage you guys it's not the easiest thing to do, but spend some time digging into what the options that you have are, and how you can get to from the app. You have limited functionality, but if you're able to go to the Zoom, the website, portion of it, you're able to have access to a lot more. There's a lot more that you can do in terms of customization. Are you guys watching my screen or no?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so you guys can see the some settings that can be set. We've talked about the virtual backgrounds, the statistics that we are looking to be able to leverage a little bit. There are some more settings when you actually, again, get to the web version of it that gives you a lot more functionality. These are the things that you want to dig into and make the time, although it is going to take time to get somebody to do it for you. Do it yourself and say exactly what you're looking for, so that they are able to, get it done exactly as you want it for you. It's going to be worth the investment that you're going to make, unless you just want to use it, and it's your call. It really is.
Somebody has a question. Is there
Yes.
a way to allow only the invited attendees into a Zoom session?
The ways that we're thinking of, again, this is where if you are looking to have more control into who comes in and how they come in, you are looking at the other platforms. So if you're using Zoom, you are doing, again, just like we saw here. We saw the names pop up that this person was trying to get in. You had the option of letting them in, or you could actually prevent them from getting in, or you could kick them out. It's just because of the way that the platform is designed. That's how it is. That's what it's designed to do. And the reasons why is from the back end side of things. They're different. They're written differently.
I have a quick tip to jump in
Yes.
with you with what you just said. As a extreme Zoom user, I know that you can put a setting in your Zoom that says to have approval, for you to approve people who are registering. So you can actually get an email stating that Chastity Navarro registered for your event, approve, and you can select not to approve, so I cannot register for your event. So you can track your attendees that way.
That's definitely true. The little, small challenges now become, if I get, if that email that you sent to me, I sent to somebody else on my team. If I send it to, another person, they're still going to be able to get in as well using my information.
Someone has a question on, hold on, I saw it. Something about, do you like Salesforce or Zoho as a collaborative platform? I'm not familiar with those, but do those integrate with any Zoom, GoToMeetings, or WebEx?
So this is where with WebEx, you're switching to, this is where with WebEx and with Teams, they have the collaborative platforms. Teams is a collaborative platform. Cisco is a collaborative platform in a lot of respects. Zoom is a remote work platform that you are going to have to use with your Zoho, which you are going to have to. So yes, you are able to use all of these different platforms, and it's a case by case basis. If there's any very specific questions, we will gladly answer them a little bit later. On a one-off basis, we do offer 30 minutes free consultation of Aluksons Business Solutions, and we would love to answer any one-off questions that of that sort.
Also,
so please put your information in the in the chat, and we will, or write the question. We will make sure that we get back to you with that last answer.
Someone wants to know what's your favorite? What's your go-to for these?
It depends on what you're looking to do. Zoom just allows. I do some application development, and Microsoft allows you to do that. It's the cost that it is to myself and my organization just makes it have sense. Just have it make sense. The amount of things that we are able to do with just Microsoft without having to look anywhere else. If we're looking for a CRM, the Zohos and whatnot, don't need to look anywhere else. Microsoft has it for you. The amount that you can do, the absolute, the absolute fact that you don't need to go anywhere else when you have Microsoft and you could get everything done, makes it just an absolute no-brainer for us. Zoom, again, for some other organization, if you're a marketer, if you're doing something else, it will make more sense for you. So, we're teaching classes, and we want the people who are coming to, our classes to be paid members, make sure that they are paying. If they're not paying, they don't have access to the information. Microsoft allows us to do this. Teams is built so that we can do that kind of a thing. So it just makes sense for us. Cisco WebEx is great if you already have some other tools. We talked about Meraki, which is a great, they have that. It's they're doing some fantastic things over with Cisco as well. They really are. I know I answered the question and didn't go into. I'm sure there's some elements of response that one did not get. Hopefully, I was able to touch on the question. However,
thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, I'm currently trying to decide between 365 Teams, Zoom, Blackboard, Collaborate, etc. Now with the pandemic, we have to make these decisions. So I guess, it would be more of a recommendation on which one Pamela can decide. I guess like Leo said, it just depends on what's best for what you're trying to do with your organization and the security that your organization needs to take.
And how many employees you also have, and how much of it is going to be able to be kept in the cloud. With you having very little control of it, they do hybrid installations, but again, remember, somebody can get into your machine using a printer. Somebody can get into your computer using like open ports. So how secure are every port that there are in your machine? You know, are you going to have to, you know, organization, we know that you have to, you know, you want to bring your office laptop and, you know, you want to design your laptop and, you know, customize it as you wish and then send it to your employees. And depending on the platform that they're going to get when they get that computer, people like myself are going to figure out, okay, how can I use, where can I go to do this? Okay, I have Zoom, great. There's some work that can be done here. I can maybe use this way to be able to get, you know, into this or get access to this kind of information. These are the kind of, you know, consideration that you want to take. I give you guys the general concepts, but again, these are things you do want to spend some time, the time, the money that you're going to spend into investigating and make sure that it's the right solution for your company. Plan, grow, automate, succeed is our motto, and we do believe that, you know, any successful organization, as we're hoping that we're going to get to the point that, you know, we are actually the ones that people are presenting about as well. You know, you want to plan very well. You want to have control of, you know, some things, or you don't want to have control. You just want to reach a wider audience, or you want to combine Zoom and Teams to where you're using Zoom for X and you're using Teams for Y. So
Thank
it depends on your case.
I think I've kind of taken over Allison's job. So what is the cost to use Microsoft Teams or Cisco?
There's a free version, you know, for both of those. The functionality is just a little bit different. Depending on what you're looking to do, you can do, there's quite a bit that you can actually do. I shared with you guys our solution. The skinny is, if you can actually run through it, if you for about $50 a month per person, you're going to have access to an insane amount of functionality if you're using Teams. Not just Teams, again, collaboration platform, Microsoft, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, everything is right there. Your SharePoints, if you're still using those, your Kazila, you know, which is a sharing thing, Power BI, which gives you, you know, great insight, Power Automate, where you're automating some things, developing apps. We talked about this before. There's just so much that you're going to get for that, you know, little amount that you're paying. Plus, again, you know, the insight, the smart insight that you're getting, that's going to be able to give you information straight from LinkedIn. Everybody uses LinkedIn. If you're not using LinkedIn, you want to hang up after this call, get on LinkedIn if you're not. But everybody here, I'm sure, is on LinkedIn. And being able to leverage that platform is an insane advantage for, you know, the cost. Again, you know, there are different price ranges. Same thing with Cisco. Depending on what you're looking to do, you have employees that are remote. You want them to be able, you know, I believe that some of our team members are actually on this call today. You want them to have limited functionality. You want to control exactly what functionality they have. You want to control absolutely everything, you know, as far as they're concerned. See everything that they're doing, how they're doing it. You know, you'll pay different price plans, and this is what you'll get with for sure Microsoft. But, you know, with WebEx, you'll also get some things, but you just won't get such a wide range of things. But you'll be able to focus more on the security side and on the wireless side with some of the solutions that they have that are really, really, really cool controls of laptop, desktops. You know, again, the aesthetic side of things, Zoom is going to be the most popular, and it is what most people are going to want to go with. But once you're looking to do something a little bit serious, you really want to give your requirements and have all of your requirements examined and come up with the better solution for you and your organization.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to stop your share screen real quick, and I'm also going to let Josh Katz, or sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Can you come on and verbalize your question? Because I'm not sure if I understand your question.
Sure. You mentioned an invitation, like a response, like an RSVP. that the person has accepted your invitation, and then you can allow them in or not. Did you mention that?
Yes.
Is your way? Okay. So is there a way to, how would you do that? How would I send an invitation to people and then get an email response and then accept or not?
So if I understand correctly, what you're looking for is being able to uh, send an email to people and be able to control exactly who's coming in, right?
Yes.
What we're gonna do is, because this would take some time to show, after this meeting, we're gonna reach out to you with the response to that, get somebody to you to show you how to get this done.
Actually, if you want to show, because we have a couple of minutes, and because there's a few people that want to know how to do that, just go into sharing your screen again and showing how to do that if you can, because I see that there's a few people that say, yeah, I would like to know how to do that.
So if this is a suggestion that I'm offering. If you guys are looking to get this done, we would love to contact you guys, and we'll spend some time actually playing around with some of this for you, just answering a couple of questions for you. So our recommendation is please drop your information in the chat, and we'll call you and spend 30 minutes just showing you these very things.
Okay. So the next question somebody had was, in Zoom, if the presenter finishes the presentation, can the user go back and review the slides?
Let me make sure I understand the question.
So like your slides, you finished the presentation. Actually, I'll just answer this question. Actually, in Zoom, you really can't. So what we do is, like, Leo's gonna send me his deck, and I put it in a PDF, and then I email it upon the thank you. So you really can't go back. You can see it as a recording or ask your speaker, or if you're the speaker, you share your presentation slides in a PDF format and share it with the attendees. You can't really go back into the Zoom and see the presentation.
Right, because they're completely different, systems and companies, right? So Zoom is just making sure that you're able to see the presentation. And when you're presenting it using PowerPoint, which is more of a Microsoft tool, like they're completely separate. So you're not exactly going to just be able to control the PowerPoint from Zoom, if this makes any sense.
Which platform works best with a CRM?
Microsoft has their own CRM. So, with Teams, that's what it is. And you can integrate with all of the different, CRMs out there. Zoom, again, which is what most people have, does work with CRM, but we're talking about integration. We're talking about custom integrations and, potential bugs, I guess, that are going to come with using different systems to get some work done based on the size of your organization. And Cisco WebEx, again, they're as far as integrating it's just the amount of people that there are who are working on these kind of integrations. The older companies have some entire huge teams that are dedicated to these kind of integrations. Zoom would be a little bit, I'm going to say that they integrate a little bit. They're able to integrate with a lot more because they're just a remote work solution. They just accomplish one goal. So yes, you can use them on different, that's how you're able to, use Facebook so easily, send your videos to, share your videos on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. It's just because their purpose is just to share information versus some other companies who already have a lot of tools and you won't need to go and look outside of them to get anything done.
And then our last, hold on. Last question, can you white label Microsoft or Cisco for external users? That's foreign language to me, so I don't even know what that means for me. So can you white label Microsoft or Cisco?
Please put your information in the chat. We're going to reach out to you. I see some people yawning. So do we have any other questions? we will definitely get back to you. Please put your, I'm sorry, who asked the question?
Keith Lefkov. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly.
Thank you very much,
He
Keith.
put his email in the chat, so yeah, you can see it there.
Thank you very much, Keith. We will get back to you with that very question, the answer to that very question.
And that's all the questions I have. Well, they have.
So I am hoping that this was a little bit helpful to you. Just because so many people were able to, just because we had a lot of material to cover. I just wanted to spend some time on stressing the importance of everybody has Zoom, but Zoom might not be the right solution for you. I just want to make sure that I put this out there, and you do want to investigate and make sure that Zoom is the right solution for you. This is one of the key things that I was trying to make sure that I actually get across, carry across. There is a second poll. If we have any time at all to get that out there, that would be great.
Okay, it's up.
So, just wanted to know if there was anything new that was learned. If we understand, when people talk about, I guess, the whole hacking thing, how this happens a little bit more. Hopefully you guys know a little bit about, what we do as well.
I'll let everybody chime in because there's multiple questions in the one poll. And while we're waiting for Leo's poll to finish, Ali, do you want to make any comments before we have Lionel close out and read the poll?
The only comments I want to make is that this is just one of many educational, informational events that we do on Zoom right now. And, we talked about Zoom, and that is definitely our go-to, but, which is the perfect size for us. So, I just want to make sure that you are looking at our calendar online. Everybody also gets an email twice a week with all of our events. So, just please make sure that you're looking at those, because you're always learning, and everything that we're doing nowadays is new. I actually never even heard of Zoom before this whole COVID thing started, and now I'm on it all the time. So thank you for your insight and for everything that you told us, and that's it. Just thank you. Oh, but wait, when were you on American Idol? I do need to know that. I'm sorry.
A few years ago, I went to in Chicago and in Denver, and singing is something that I'm told that I'm pretty decent at. So I started singing. It was in a stadium at the Bronco Stadium, and in Denver, and I started singing, and everybody around me stopped singing, and they brought the people that were going to go to the next level into a room, and the gentleman told me that I had a really good voice, and I should come next year because this year they were looking for a rock person, so I didn't move past the second round. But that is the little experience of American Idol that I've had with some singing competitions. You'll catch me singing. It's not difficult to catch me singing.
Everybody's got a hidden talent, so yeah. It's nice that we know yours. So thank you. So
okay, I'm gonna end the poll so that you can see the results.
Okay, it's good. This is great. At least somebody learned something today. I'm glad to hear this. And the great thing is a lot of people are understanding some of the security risk, which is interesting. Know what the cloud is, great. We need to look deeper into remote solutions, great. This is needed. Don't just adapt a technology because that's the cool thing. This is the reason why TikTok is having a problem. And we're talking about, this is a company that's owned by a different government, and they are literally collecting your information. Let's look past all of the screens and the cool looking stuff. They are literally collecting your information, your data. They know more about you than you know about yourself. So you want to be very, 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 very careful how much more you're giving them. How much did you understand that how Zoom is being excellent, great. And what, nobody thought that we were like a carpeting company? Now our first client was Maison de David Atier. Let me just make sure I put this. It's a French carpeting company. They're the best carpeting company in the world. So just want to do I guess mention David Atier, who's a great individual, and we really helped them make some great stride. And they are David is one of a person that I greatly appreciate and respect. Everybody, every member of the Boca Chamber, everybody who's present here today, and the people who are not present here today, thank you very much. Love the Boca Chamber, absolutely love the Boca Chamber. You guys are have always been doing some fantastic thing, and hopefully this is the message. The message that is clear, that everybody who is not a member of the chamber needs to join. Hopefully, I think I said that at least once.
We didn't pay you to say that.
No, we didn't. Thank you
What? Join the Boca Chamber, okay?
So before Allison closes out and thanks our wonderful speaker, I just want to say that this presentation is being recorded. So I'm sending you a little reminder to check up our YouTube channel. So if you want to find some other content that will be valuable to you, I would definitely suggest the one on LinkedIn on our YouTube channel. That one is amazing. So hit that subscribe button when you get there. Make sure so that you can be aware of any upcoming recordings that we have on there for you to share, for you to view, and enjoy the channel. And Allie?
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And Lionel, as always, it's a pleasure seeing you, and thank you for everything. So I just hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.
We'll get back to you guys, everybody who put their information in there. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Leo. Everybody have a great day.